What up? My name is Jade Fox and this is the Madeyoulooks channel, and today we're going to be getting into some fashion news. Y'all know that this is a personal style channel, okay? We talk about trends, we're talking about what the girlies are wearing, we're talking about what the dolls are wearing, but we're also talking about not just fashion and trends, but the people behind the fashion, who makes the fashion, who is the fashion being inspired by, and a lot of the time that is people on the street. And the more I get into this, the more I find fascinating about all of this, but there is a really amazing entry point to talk about fashion through the lens of pop culture too. And so I'm gonna be getting to that as well. If this is up your alley, please stay tuned. I'm gonna be talking about some upcoming collaborations as well as just a few things that I'm excited about. And also a few things I'm a little pissed about. So first and foremost, we gotta talk about Virgil and the Grammys. So Virgil was honored during the Grammys. However, the title that they chose to assign to Virgil was hip hop fashion designer. You don't have to be a huge fan of Virgil to understand how hip hop fashion designer is so belittling when describing this man's work, because not only was he a fashion designer, he also made a lot of strides, he made a lot of firsts, and you know, for people like me who are interested in fashion but oftentimes intimidated by fashion and intimidated by art, the art world in general, I think he was a voice for people who did not have specialized training. He was a voice for people who are interested in contemporary fashion in an urban sense. And I think that he really showed that just because Black people love this thing, just because hip hop runs everything, doesn't mean that it is pigeonholed in that way. In fact, Virgil used a lot of his prowess when it comes to fashion and art direction beyond just fashion to really show the true value of street culture, streetwear, more specifically in lifestyle realms, like when he collabed with IKEA, when he collabed with Ramoa, all of his iconic album covers that have won countless awards. It's not just Jordans and off-white hoodies over here, is basically what I'm trying to say. And so, you know, they could have gone with a plethora of other titles. I wrote some down here: fashion icon and decorated creative director, the pillar of streetwear and design, visionary. Alone says more than hip hop designer. More specifically, because I think when you are a Black creative, the Grammys tend to only see you as only a Black person doing Black things. It's hard for the Grammys to see artists like Virgil as true visionaries that they are. Just because this is the one touch point that you know of, which is Off-White, which is sneakers, which is Nike and Off-White, you know, highly coveted collabs. Just because this is the only corner of Virgil that you are aware of does not mean that that is all that he is. And with, of course, the Grammys having the past that they have with constantly belittling Black artists, I think that is what's really justifying a lot of the outrage here. The productions, in my mind anyway, move quickly, and so something like a title can be overlooked, but there's no doubt in my mind that they could have come up with a better title here. It's less about that, the title itself, and more about the pattern the economy, I'm honestly, yes, the economy and the academy have with belittling Black artists, especially when it comes down to putting all Black artists in urban categories. And in my opinion, it removes Black artistry from a lot of fields that we actually do contribute a lot to. I recently did a talk at Cornell, and even though we didn't get to all of the questions, one of the questions was something to the effect of what industry or era do you see that Black people have been completely overlooked? And I was going to answer that question with pop music. So much pop music rests on the shoulders of Black people. Black producers, writers, singers, artists. When I think back to the 80s and 90s, the people that were singing I'm thinking of the Whitney Houstons of the world, the Robin S's of the world, Minnie Riperton, even though a little too late in the game. But you know what I'm saying? There are definitely there's Black artistry within all of these white ass fields. And it only further erases us when you choose to not acknowledge the Black influence there. So I wanted to bring that up. R.I.P. Virgil. So this one, a little bit of a turn left. This is something that you may not know. On this channel, on the Madeyoulooks channel, we are sex positive. On the Madeyoulooks channel, we are gay. Do you hear what I'm saying? On the Madeyoulooks channel, it's very queer, it's very provocative. We're progressive over here. So if you can't get with it, get lost. So this next story was very interesting to me. Diesel, one of my favorite brands, and I'm not saying, listen, Diesel has been the girl, has been the doll for a minute. I told y'all last year, I said, y'all need to stay up on Diesel. Y'all need to watch out for Diesel. I told y'all last year, so y'all did. But Diesel with their Spring Summer 2022 show really showed the girls who's who. And so I'm definitely a fan of Diesel. I'm here for the brand ethos, all of that. Diesel is doing a collaboration with LELO. LELO is a sex toy company. What it looks like is it's a vibrator. It comes in that quintessential iconic diesel red, that beautiful diesel red. Diesel knows sex sells. Just look at its latest runway show, decorated with giant thong-wearing blow-up dolls. Now the Italian label is partnering with sex toy brand LELO to take art of getting off to the next level. LELO's chief marketing officer, Luca Matutinovic, quoted saying, "Our partnership with Diesel is crucial as it showcases a union between fashion and sex tech and highlights how sexual wellness is seemingly incorporated in our daily lives, just like a pair of jeans." Now, if you're not familiar, LELO is the top girl when it comes to high quality vibrators and such. So high quality denim, high quality pieces, high quality products on the sexual wellness end makes sense to me. And one thing that I love about brands doing, and I wrote this here, so I'm actually gonna read what I wrote so I don't lose my train of thought. I feel very much like fashion is becoming more and more influenced by social media. Brands can't survive on ads and design alone. You need to have social media presence, ambassadorship, credibility, and likability as well. Gen Z and millennials are different types of consumers compared to the groups before us because we're requiring brands that we buy into to have an opinion and to have morals. Like, who do you care about as a brand? Who are you uplifting? Who is your market audience? Who is your target audience? And based off of that, that can kind of inform us of who it is that your brand is actually servicing. Diesel, in my opinion, that has a brand ethos of being very edgy, provocative, sex positive, genderless. That marries well with a sex toy company to me. Diesel is about making clothing that brings out the sexy in people, and it also helps people feel empowered. And I think that sex is a tool that a lot of people also use, whether it be sex with themselves or with other people. In my opinion, if more brands position themselves in this way, it'd be great for everyone, bringing out the true value in lifestyle collaborations. With lifestyle collaborations is when you get to see the true creative breadth of both or more brands. So you bring these two things that these two brands do really, really well, you bring it together and you create this product or you create this collection, and it is the best of all the brands involved. And I think that is the true beauty of collaborations. And so Diesel LELO, I will leave the link down in the description if it's available right now. I'm not sure if it is, but I hope to see more collaborations like this in the future. For sure. Now this last story, I don't know. I feel like y'all might eat me up for this one, but I think this was fucking sick. I think it was iconic. I thought it was everything. Kim, you are a bad bitch for this. SKIMS is in the headlines with this new campaign, which brought together models Heidi Klum, Tyra Banks, Alessandra Ambrosio, and Candice Swanepoel. 4 women that were Victoria's Secret angels, probably the top 4. There's definitely some other ones in there. But, let's get 4 iconic girls. Let's get 4 of the iconic dolls. And Kim Kardashian has recruited these 4 women to do a SKIMS campaign. And when I tell you, when I saw this image, this is so sickening. I don't love business, but I love ads. I love advertising. I went to school. I double majored in advertising and business. So if this shit don't work out, girl, I'm going into advertising, okay? So I love advertising and I love marketing. But more specifically, I love messy ass marketing. Was it AT&T or Sprint that took away the Verizon boy? Can you hear me now? When he switched over to Sprint, I think it was Sprint. Sickening, iconic. You ain't loyal to nobody, okay? When it comes to a bag, I ain't loyal to nobody, okay? And I think that that's fucking sickening. This was a moment for SKIMS. This is a moment for SKIMS because this image and recruiting these 4 women means more than just a sickening campaign, in my opinion. Well, there goes the sun. Hey, girl. I was kind of into the moody vibes, though, before the sun came out. Like, in my opinion, this is like Kim saying, I won. Because SKIMS launched in 2019, Savage X Fenty launched in 2018. And with Victoria's Secret, there was a lot of mess in the news, some real shiesty, not great shit going on. The numbers was getting low, numbers and sales was plummeting. And then of course, SKIMS and Fenty coming in around this same time. It was really a wrap for you, girl. It was wrap for all the angels. Sorry, we done send the angels to heaven, girl. Sorry about it. I know that Victoria's Secret had a push to try and like save themselves where they came out with this like inclusive line. But I think at that point it was just too late because SKIMS and Fenty had already been telling, we got lingerie for the fat girls, we got lingerie for the fat boys, we got lingerie for the skinny minis, we got lingerie and panties for everybody. We have better colors and it's cheaper and more options. Also, it is stamped by Rhiannon and Kim Kardashian. So what are you going to Victoria's Secret for? What are you trying to get a pink bag for? For what? There's a quote here from Kim that says, Tyra, Heidi, Alessandra, and Candace have each played such a distinct and everlasting role in shaping the industry. Outfitting these incredible women in our Fits Everybody underwear collection is truly a full circle moment for me. Our underwear is such a game changer and has been our best-selling collection since we launched. It stretches to twice the size. It is so comfy, it just molds to your body so it fits everyone perfectly. That is a bold statement to make, Kim Kardashian. That is a bold statement to make because you already know that you got some shake and bake in them hips. And for you to tell everybody that it's gonna fit everybody perfectly, knowing damn well that you are the Fashion Nova blueprint, sis, that's a bold statement. I've never owned a pair of SKIMS, so I can't say, but that's a bold statement. I'm thrilled to celebrate these women alongside a collection that our customers adore. Visually speaking, artistically speaking, I think that this also just like kind of shocked me when I first saw it too. Because when you think of Victoria's Secret, when you think of Victoria's Secret angels, you see like glam, glitz, sparkles, wings, like golds, like just very showy, very ostentatious, right? Like that is what you got. The whole pomp and circumstance around like the Victoria's Secret fashion show, like that's what you think of. And I love that Kim took the most boring fucking things out of the SKIMS collection. Shapewear, you put these girls in these draws, no glam, no wings. They are just in brown underwear from the Dwight Schrute collection. It's a big to Victoria's Secret to me. And maybe even, honestly, no, I don't think that this is a dig at Savage. Because the thing about Savage, Fenty, is that they've used influencers more than celebrities. Like Savage feels a little bit more approachable to me than SKIMS. However, I kind of want to get Jaden on here to do like an unpopular opinions video because we were talking the other day and she made a few points that Fenty, Savage Fenty is becoming too big. And it might be giving Fashion Nova soon. Listen, I'm not gonna put no more words in her mouth. I'm gonna just let Jaden come on here and maybe we'll do that video for y'all. So let's talk about some upcoming collaborations to look out for. To be honest, there are a lot, but there's not many that I'm really excited about. Calvin Klein and Palace, they have a collaboration that's out right now. You're not gonna find much luck on the Palace website, but you'll have more luck on the Calvin Klein website. And Calvin Klein will always find a way to maintain relevance with its crossovers with pop culture icons and highly coveted collaborations such as their work with Kith and Heron Preston. Palace, if you're not familiar, is a British skate brand whose ethos centers functionality and logo-centric designs for skaters and culture progressives. Now, this collaboration makes a lot of sense to me because Calvin Klein, their collaborations, one thing that you're going to get is simplicity. Like, you're never going to get anything that's not simple. You're never going to get anything that's not comfortable. And that one thing I do love about Calvin Klein, the brand, for those of you that don't know, I have an interesting history with them. I used to work there when I was 16. I worked there for 4 years. I worked my way up, working at Potomac Mills Mall. So shout out to Potomac Mills Mall. And then I was able to do a campaign with them, which is a very like full circle moment. So Calvin Klein already has like a grip on my wallet. The collection features wash denim and logo laden sweats. And of course, oversized denim and trucker hats, shorts, and jeans. It's all very basic. Like if you love like really simple stuff, like this is gonna be right up your alley. But for me, like I feel it's a little too basic. Like I almost wish there was just a little bit more there, because even with the Hair and Preston collaboration, there was just more. I don't know. There was just like more design, in my opinion. But the thing about Calvin Klein collaborations that I've noticed is that it's really all in the details. Palace, from what I do know about the brand, streetwear brand, they kind of just put Palace on everything. Like a lot of skate brands, the designs are very minimal, but they're going to give you punchy colors. They'll give you like a cute, like a cute graphic, stuff like that, maybe. But for the most part, it's going to be the logo slapped on some sweats. For the most part, it's going to be a logo slapped on a t-shirt. It's going to be a logo slapped on a long sleeve t-shirt. It's going to be a logo slapped on a hoodie with a floral print. You know what I mean? It's giving you very much kind of that kind of energy. But I think that that's what marries well with Calvin Klein in that way, because Calvin Klein is going to give you those nice, oversized, comfortable cuts, those really sleek cuts, and give you the opportunity to add little details such as like logos, little graphics, things like that, in more thoughtful places. So I think that this collaboration makes a lot of sense. And once again, similar to my feelings about all lifestyle collaborations, any collaboration that shows the best of what both brands have to offer is like a great collaboration. And the last thing that we're going to be talking about today, this is something that I want y'all to look forward to. I'm looking forward to it. It comes out April 19th. And that is the Netflix documentary about the rise and fall of Abercrombie and Fitch. A new Netflix documentary explores Abercrombie and Fitch's pop culture reign in the late 90s and early 2000s and how it thrived on exclusion. So this excites me very much. There was a thrift vlog and haul that I did where I found a vintage Abercrombie and Fitch leather jacket. And then from there, I kind of did like a little deep dive into the brand. And Abercrombie and Fitch started off as like not tools, but they started off as a specialty company making like fishing rods and like stuff like that. Like it was almost like an REI in a way. And then it morphed into what it was, because literally a guy that I can't remember his name, this is like in the 1800s, homeboy loved the brand so much, and homeboy was also loaded. He bought a pretty sizable amount of the company, and then that company got bought. I really hope that I know my history. The documentary focuses on the various scandals that have swept the label, starting with the 2004 class action that accused it of discrimination against Blacks, Latinos, Asians, and office workers. It also discusses the testimony of a Muslim woman who was denied employment in 2015 due to wearing a headscarf. This don't surprise me at all. I remember walking into Abercrombie & Fitch and it smelled like a fucking cigar's den. Everyone was white. Everyone was very skinny. I remember those polos. It was like blue polos with a little pink Abercrombie & Fitch thing. The abs, the giant abs in front of the windows. Very much like beachy summer vibes. There was something about that store, even at a young age, where I knew walking into it that it wasn't for me. Whether it was the giant white bodies as advertisements, like giant white bodies, like I'm not even exaggerating, as ads in front of the windows, or if they were just, I remember there were a few times I would walk into the store and they would just have a shirtless guy, like just standing there, like with like a cologne in his hand. So there was something about the store that was very off-putting, even for me as a young age, and I couldn't even quite understand fully what was going on. And so this documentary is coming out April 19th on Netflix. It's called White Hot, The Rise and Fall of Abercrombie & Fitch. So definitely check it out. I'm going to be watching it as well. And maybe I'll even do like a after show kind of like video on my Patreon. Shit got so crazy in the news with Abercrombie when this documentary was first getting talked about, when Netflix put out that they were going to be making this thing, that Abercrombie had to put out a statement. And the statement says, in the spirit of transparency, we want to directly acknowledge the news of an upcoming documentary that will feature Abercrombie & Fitch and focus on an era that took place under previous leadership. While the problematic elements of that era have already been subject to wide and valid criticism over the years, we want to be clear that they are actions and behaviors and decisions that would not be permitted or tolerated at the company now. So Abercrombie already said, Black people, y'all can come up on here. Come up on here, put on these tank tops. But I know it's not gonna be looking good for them. It's not gonna be looking good for them. And honestly, you know what? I reposted this post the other day that said, if you just do right by people, then if you do right by people, then when you see posts, you don't automatically assume that it's about you. Same kind of thing with companies. It's like you have to do way less damage control if you just start off being if you start off being shit. If you go into it being like, we ain't shit. We just gonna market to the white people and to the 6-pack havers. And if you don't got no 6-pack, you gotta get the packet, okay? If you just came into the game saying, you know what? I mean, I guess everybody can shop here. If you just did that, you wouldn't have to save yourself now. So I'm interested to see how Abercrombie responds, because I feel like they're going to respond to this again. I do. Depending on how bad the documentary is, I feel like they might respond to this again. And I'm interested to see how this ends up affecting Abercrombie. I don't think it'll be like that big of a deal in the long run. To be honest with you, I don't know how well Abercrombie is doing right now. I know that they are kind of in the midst of like a rebrand. They're kind of like giving you Aimé Leon, and I know that somebody told me that I'm saying that wrong. So somebody let me know in the comments. They're kind of like going the Aimé Leon route, the Gap route, the Banana Republic route. We will see. Stay tuned. Follow me on Patreon, or if you would like to support me on Patreon, just $5 a month, $10 if you're interested in vlogs. But yeah, stay tuned. We might do like an after show or something like that. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know if you're interested in learning more fashion news or talking about these kind of like pop culture fashion, moments where there's a lot of crossover. I enjoy them a lot because I'm more interested in the people behind the clothes, whether it be people wearing things on Instagram, which is why like I go to Instagram for a lot of my inspo. I go to Instagram for a lot of my like example photos that you see. I almost always use like explore page photos just because I feel like people get it more than brands do, My name is Jade Fox. This is the Madeyoulooks channel, and do not forget, wear what you want, wear what you like, and wear it out. And I'll see y'all soon.